Hello everyone, welcome to this collection on Economic Survey of India 2015 and 16. This topic is very important keeping in mind the coming civil services interview. So in the coming lessons, I will post the brief analysis, the various key concepts used in the economic survey. So this is lesson number 1 presented by me, Vimal Singh Rathore. You guys can follow me on Unacademy at this user link. So let's begin with the first slide. So what is the overview of Indian economy? Currently, Indian economy is stable, registering a growth of 7.6% per year. Why it is so? Because inflation is low right now and our current account deficit has been decreased to 1.3%. But the threat is the volatile global environment, global economic environment. Why this is volatile? First point is because US is still recovering from the economic shock. Second one is there is economic slowdown in the European Union. And thirdly, China is rebalancing itself. So the global demand has been decreased. And lastly, the oil prices are not stable. Right now they are decreasing, but they may suddenly increase. So this forms the volatile economic environment. Now see this, revenue to capital expenditure. What the government is doing, the government is shifting its care from revenue to capital investment. This is good for the Indian economy because we are building assets. On the other hand, on the first hand, we are spending on capital expenditure. On the other hand, we are also doing fiscal consolidation to contain inflation and to reduce our debt, to reduce our current account deficit. So this is the current overview of Indian economy. Now let's see what Economic Survey has told about it. Economic Survey says that benign price situation and comfortable level of external current account in the country makes it possible now for growth rate of 8% or higher in the next couple of years. So it simply says that Indian economy is currently doing good and it may do further good if we maintain our price situation, that is inflation, and the external current account, that is current account. So what should be our outlook for growth and inflation? The projection for the next year is somewhere around 7 to 7.75. The range is given by Economic Survey. It is based on the fact that global economic environment is not stable. So it will be the rate of growth of GDP will be according to the global economic environment, but the range would be 7 to 7.5%. The good thing about the Indian economy, the GDP growth, is it is predominantly consumption driven. It shows that there is demand in Indian economy. That is why we are registering a growth of more than 7%. Second thing is inflation. We have been successful in containing inflation. For the next year, there is projection of 4.5 to 5% inflation in the Indian economy, and Economic Survey has said that there would be minimal effect of 7th pay commission on the inflation. On the other hand, it is also saying that private sector will not substantially increase the income of its employee, or it may deny so, because private sector is registering below potential growth. They are showing rising excess capacity. What is the meaning of excess capacity? It is an economic term which tells us that a firm is not doing good as per its capacity. It is not producing according to its capacity. So that thing is rising, which is not good for the private sector. So they may refuse to increase the income, or they may not substantially increase the income of its employees. So both of these sectors are telling us that there would not be much inflation next year in the Indian economy. Now, what are the risks? Risk is, again, as I just said in the last slide, that there is weak global demand or oil prices may rise. These are the two things which are risk for the Indian economic growth. So what is the current situation and what do we need? What should we look for? So let us study in a new fashion. The story is the world economy is becoming grim. It is showing a GDP growth of just 3% per year. We have to recalibrate expectations about India's performance. Why we have to recalibrate? Because the correlation of Indian economy and world economy has been increased after 1991. With the coming of globalization, privatization, liberalization, this LPG, the Indian economy is now more correlated with the world economy. So we have to recalibrate our expectation. Now we need to sustain the macroeconomic stability, which is fiscal deficit, inflation, current account deficit. We have to be stable in that. Till now, we are successfully maintaining that. Fourthly, monetary and fiscal policy must purchase insurance against growth slowdown. So it is simply the monetary and fiscal policy, the government policy and the central bank, that is RBI policy, should save us from any economic slowdown globally. We should be insured against any such economic shock. So this is the current demand. Lastly, there is no longer a twin deficit, but a twin balance sheet challenge. This term twin balance sheet challenge we will discuss in detail in the next coming lesson. Now what is the meaning of this full sentence is, the meaning of twin deficit is fiscal deficit and current account deficit, which we were facing last year. But it is no longer a threat for us because we are successfully able to control that. What is the challenge right now is twin balance sheet challenge. That means the corporate sector is in debt and the NPA of the banks are increasing. This is the twin balance sheet challenge. So this is the current situation. The world economy is becoming grim. It is showing a global slowdown. So we have to recalibrate our expectation about India's performance. We have to see where we are correlated, where should we ensure ourselves. We need to sustain the macroeconomic stability. We have to monitor, we have to change, we have to see alternate ways to purchase insurance against growth slowdown. And we have to solve this twin deficit challenge, twin balance sheet challenge. So this is the current situation in Indian economy. This graph shows the correlation of Indian economy with the world economy. This is before 2002 and this is after 2002. You can see from 1997, 1998, from 2000 to present time, the growth is showing the global graph and the Indian economic graph is showing the strong correlation, as you can see in the values also. Before 2002 it is just 0.2, but after that it is 0.42, just doubled. The correlation of Indian economy with the world economy is very much. You can see in this graph, this is Indian economic graph and this is world economic graph. Both are showing the same pattern. So we have to maintain, we have to see how we can recalibrate our expectations about India's performance and how we can ensure our country, our economy with the economic slowdown. So this was the introduction about the economic survey and the current situation in the Indian economy. We will be dealing with the next issues, the next concept in the next lesson. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching the lesson and spread the word. All the best for the interview, guys.